Hi guys, it's Andy from MANCITY FANTV. Well, it's 6:30 here in the morning in Bulgaria, probably 3:30 your time. Just a quick video. It's the Southampton preview for later on this afternoon. I'm sorry it's late. The Ugly Truth, Freddie from The Ugly Truth. What happened, mate? We've been waiting for 2-3 days for your questions. We've been pestering you on email, on Twitter, and nothing, which is a bit poor, really. You're the first Premier League club to do that. You were good enough to send us your video, so we'll show you Freddie's video with the questions I asked him back on Wednesday. So anyway, like I said, a bit like your team, crap. Anyway, guys, moving on to the game. It's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be a comfortable 5-6-0 against a really crappy Southampton team and a manager I've never particularly liked. Didn't like him when he was at MANCITY, Mark Hughes. Yeah, I mean, no Kevin De Bruyne. The news about his injury, 5 to 6 weeks. Heard on Twitter yesterday by somebody who claims to be in the know that it's actually only going to be 3 weeks. So who knows? We'll see. It's going to be somewhere in between. I think 4 weeks maybe. But yeah, big blow. Feel really sorry for Kevin De Bruyne. On to today, though. What it does do is it gives another opportunity, maybe to the likes of a Phil Foden coming on again as a sub, or even starting, especially against Southampton. We've got Shakhtar midweek, so there's plenty of games coming thick and fast. So I can't see any reason why, Phil Foden shouldn't be starting a Premier League game. So give us your thoughts below. Who do you think should be playing today? I think this is going to be 4 games on the run at home, so let's see what the crowd attendance is like today. I think it'll still be up there, pushing sort of 50,000, 48,000. We just want 3 points. So anyway, guys, this is Andy from MANCITY FANTV. Once again, apologies. We tried. Southampton were the ones that let us down. We have chased them, so pretty shitty show from them. But anyway, we'll show you their video. So these were the 5-6 questions I asked to The Ugly Truth. So anyway, big 3 points today. Big result for City. I can only see it being an absolute whitewash. Andy from MANCITY FANTV. We'll see you soon.
MANCITY Fan TV, this is Freddie coming over from the Southampton channel, The Ugly Inside, and the chaps have asked me to give you a little lowdown for the Saints for Sunday afternoon. My thoughts on Mark Hughes, well, so far this season it's been underwhelming to say the least, picking up 1 win so far this season against the poor Palace side, and picking up points and draws and goalless draws against teams we should be beating. We still cannot write games off. When we go ahead, we're still giving up leads. And Mark Hughes, he gave us the feel-good factor at the end of last season, done everything he should really to kind of keep us up. But that's well and truly faded right now, and the feel-good factor is nowhere to be seen. The pressure's starting to mount on Mark Hughes, and he's not doing anything inspirational for Saints at the moment. We're in exactly the same position as we were last year. Well, the problem for us this season, then, we're doing exactly the same bad habits that we were doing last season. We haven't learnt from our mistakes. I'm still not sure what Mark Hughes actually says to the boys in training. He's a striker, and currently the strikers aren't scoring goals. We're goalless in 5 games, something we haven't seen since August 2001. So 17 years that record has held. And at the moment, we're looking like we don't know where the goals are coming from. But elsewhere, when we go ahead, we're not seeing games off. We're not writing games out. We invite pressure to our opponents, and they have inevitably score an equaliser or score 2 and go on to win the game. So that's been the biggest problem for us so far this season. Saints, there's something in the mentality of the team. Something needs to change drastically fast, otherwise we'll be spiralling down to relegation and flirting so close once again this year. Well, on a good day, then the main dangers you can say are Danny Ings and probably Nathan Redmond. So Danny Ings currently our top goal scorer. But like I say, the strikers haven't been scoring anything in the last 5 games. So Danny Ings has sort of dried up a little bit. But give him some service, give him the freedom in the 18-yard box. He'll poach the ball and hopefully slip it in the back of the net. He works alongside Shane Long best. And I think right now Mark Hughes is struggling to understand which is his best strike partnership, because we're playing a 4-4-2. So he's messed around with Ings and Austin, Ings and Long, and Ings and Gabbiadini recently. And it's not happened at all. But since Shane Long was rotated out the starting lineup, strangely, we still haven't scored goals. And Shane Long himself hasn't scored, well, he's only scored 1 or 2 in the last 2 years. And that's just a horrific record, to even say the least. Nathan Redmond, another player this season, well, a player this season, I should say, looking like a completely different player. It looks like almost a new signing, taking players on sometimes without fear, playing with positivity. Maybe you could say Pep Guardiola gave him a little bit of confidence. Remember last season when he put his arm around him at the Etihad. So maybe Nathan Redmond's got his head down a little bit. He scored a goal towards the end of last season, and he went away in the summer, worked away in his own fitness plan, went away to America and came back faster, sharper, fitter, you could say. And Nathan Redmond could be a danger man too. But one player that's going well under the radar is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Now, we missed his midfield general. He's dynamic in the middle of midfield against Newcastle last weekend. He was ill, but hopefully he's back at the weekend, and he really gives us a bit of passion, a bit of soul, crunching into tackles and really kind of running and holding our midfield. Well, first of all, any players that I would take has got to start off with the centre-backs. At the moment, we're looking a bit lost without leadership. We've got a giant 6'7" Yannick Vestergaard, came in the summer, but he looks totally lost at the moment, trying to adjust to Premier League football. So, if I had to take any 2 of your 3, 4 centre-backs, I hear Laporte is still unbeaten somehow since signing for City, so take him. Who knows? Alongside him could be any one of John Stones or Otamendi. A bit of quality in that defence is exactly what we need. We're lacking a bit of leadership and somebody to really be composed on the ball and actually bully some defender, because I think our central defenders are a little bit easy, a little bit weak, perhaps too easy to push off the ball. And you could even say a lot of them are even prone for errors. Wesley Hoots seems to be the favoured centre-back alongside any one of our defenders at the moment, whether it be Stevens, Yoshida or Vestergaard. So I think a bit of quality at the back would go, infinite wonders for Saints. So if I take 2 of those, then I have to take a striker. We're in a crisis at the moment. Our strikers struggling to score goals. Danny Ings, a top scorer so far this season. Somebody to partner him, maybe. And I'd go with Sergio Aguero. Knows where the back of the net is. Doesn't even need to look at the onion bag to find it. And just somebody to take risks, somebody to get the ball and even just take players on and just put the ball away and score a few goals for Saints. But it's all a fantasy. If I had 100 million, I don't think I'd even stretch or even get half of those players, and they are world class, those 3 just there. I wish we had those sort of players. As for Saints this season, I'll take anywhere above 18th. In last season, I think we came plummeting down to earth. Our expectations were set far too high in the 2 previous years, and we came so close to dropping out of the division last year. So anywhere above 18th this season would be seen as a moderate success, and I think that's the realistic expectation of Mark Hughes this year as well. He's not inspiring anybody at the moment, and I think that's really kind of reflecting on the performances that we're putting out on the pitch. The standard is not there, and we are where we should be in the Premier League. 16th just about, but we need some inspiration. As for City, though, you've got inspiration in abundance from Pep Guardiola, and you're doing wonders. And I think it's going to be a tighter race this season. I think only 2 points separating the top 3 now, so. Man City, of course, favourites for the league title, and I think I'd go as far as saying that the City probably will retain it once again. My score prediction, I think, is an easy one to predict. a home win and probably going to be a whitewash. Now, I think our game plan needs to be like we did against Chelsea and perhaps against Liverpool as well, and just try and keep it to damage limitation. Right now, I'd take a 3-0, just take the defeat, take the forfeit, Christ. But the way that Saints are playing at the moment, there's no way, not even a slight glimmer of hope that we can take anything away from City. But having said that, we dug in twice last year. 2 stoppage time goals, actually, taking the 3 points for City last year with Jesus and Sterling back at the Etihad. I don't think it's going to be close at all this time round. And our performances so far this season actually reflect what we're doing. You know, Danny Ings and Co and the strikers were without a goal in 5 games. You guys have a record sort of 6 clean sheets in a row, and I think that sets the precedent for the game. We're going to score no goals. You're going to keep a clean sheet, probably score 3 goals or 4.